Hello. These technical difficulties are super fun. Hopefully I have volume now. I'm going to check that I have volume on Facebook and on YouTube. I wanted to have these up and running. I don't know. Silly computers. All right, well, that's loading. I will check on my phone. Let's see. Okay. Am I live? There we go. I am live on the Facebook. Okay, let me get YouTube up. No, I don't want that. Sorry. So, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, I think I have that option tonight. So, hi, I'm Heidi. I am a work-at-home handmade business owner at HeidiMind.com, as well as a homeschool mom of 12 and 13-year-old girls. 12, yeah. I go live on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. During the live, I share about things going on with my handmade business, homeschooling. Okay, I'm live there too. So I'm going to close out of this just for a minute. I'm going to finish my intro and I'm going to load everything on the computer. And then we'll be all good, right? All good in the neighborhood. So bring me back up there. So yeah, I talk about my handmade business, homeschooling, personal lives. Be sure to follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube to get notifications when I go live or post videos. And feel free to like or hit the thumbs up button, as this helps more people just like you see the videos and come hang out. If you are joining me live tonight, please comment with #live. If you are joining on the replay, go ahead and comment with #replay. This just lets me know when people are watching and if I need to change up my times and or days. And if you are not already subscribed, be sure to check the pinned link to sign up for the email list for updates about new products, blog posts, sales, and other fun things going on. So tonight, I don't know, I had a couple things I wanted to talk about as I try to log into my accounts. I cannot type and talk at the same time. So I had a few things that I wanted to talk about. The first being business coaches and how to tell if you have found a genuine business coach or a fake guru. And then I also kind of wanted to touch on the fact that Etsy recently, in the last week or so, announced that they will be running an ad during the Super Bowl. And I had a lot of thoughts about that. So if you are interested in that, I think I want to do that one next week. Just because I had most of the whole business coach one done already. And I didn't want to go completely crazy with something new. So I am just getting my laptop to the right channels so that I can see any comments as they come in. I have no idea if there's volume on this right now, so I will have to figure that out in just a minute. So yeah, if you have a small business, if you are interested in a small business, if you are interested in how to find a legitimate coach, then do feel free to put a little comment. If you have any questions, I will try to address those. Where's my volume? There we are. Okay, so we're gonna make that guy go a little bigger. And we're gonna bring swear I muted that. Okay, come on now. right, and I just have to move this down. I'm almost there, I promise. I'm almost there. Hi, Miss Sarah Jane. So there is a saying that you should only lend what you can afford to lose. And I truly believe that also applies to spending. Although I'm a person that tries very hard to always pay back my debts, I have always lent money to people. I'm sorry, I have definitely lent money to people and then never seen them again. I just chalk that up to knowing that it was my good deed and someday it's going to come back to me, even if it's not in the same way that it went out. What about when you pay for something and it doesn't end up being what you thought it would be? In today's world of instant gratification, it's rare that we can't return a product, even if it's just because we changed our mind. I've totally done this. I just returned 3 things to Amazon today, although one of them just really did not work. So what about classes and courses? Let's say online courses for business coaches. What happens when you save up what you feel like is a lot of money, only to have the coach abandon you and disappear within a year of you paying them? That has literally happened to me. Tonight, I'm going to dive into the world of business coaching. With so many self-proclaimed gurus out there, it can be tough to separate the real deal from the smoke and mirrors. So how do I not get scammed? I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to tell you that I never get scammed. I'm not reading these as well as I should be. It happens. And I again have to chalk that up to knowing that good things will roll back around to me when I need them most. But there are definite ways to check out a business coach and make a more educated decision about when to buy. Fake gurus may not have the necessary education or experience in the field they claim to be an expert in. So look for verifiable credentials and qualifications. We're going to start by exposing some tactics of fake gurus. So we're going to look out for these red flags. Unrealistic promises. They will guarantee overnight success or get rich quick schemes and effortless 6-figure incomes. Remember, sustainable business growth takes time and hard work. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard a business coach say, "We will get you to 6 figures. We will get you to 6 figures. We will get you to 6 figures." I don't know why 6 figures is the industry standard of what they promise first, but it really is. And even some of the good coaches also use the 6-figure figure, but they don't guarantee they'll get you there. They will tell you that they've already gotten businesses there. I work with quite a few coaches that have worked with small businesses, and those businesses have reached 6 figures and more, and they attribute it to those particular coaches. So they really do exist. Now, the next thing would be all flash and no substance. They flaunt fancy cars, mansions, extravagant lifestyles, and they focus more on selling the dream than their actual expertise. True success is measured by helping you achieve your goals, not theirs. That's a big one for me. I kind of feel like some of those coaches, they're really more, like influencers than coaches. Like they've done the influencer thing and then they think, oh, I could teach other people how to do this. And then no, just no. Secret formulas and hidden knowledge. They claim to possess exclusive knowledge unavailable anywhere else. Real coaches share their strategies openly and encourage critical thinking. Now, I will be honest, I used AI to come up with a lot of what I'm going to talk about tonight. So for this particular one, yes, most coaches will tell you that they have a formula and knowledge that is exclusive to them. Now, there are kind of ways to tell if they're telling the truth or not. And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about finding a good coach and what their green flags are. But I don't know. When a lot of times when I hear in that initial sales pitch that they have the secret formula that no one else knows about and they're going to share it with you for that whatever price tag, that's a sneaky salesman to me. So it just is what it is. High pressure sales tactics. This one is also a gray area for me. So they use urgency, scarcity, and fear to pressure you into buying expensive programs before you're fully informed. A good coach respects your decision-making process. For the coaches, most of the coaches that I have purchased from, they do offer a money-back guarantee for a certain limited amount of time. That's for their protection too. They know that not everyone is going to fit with their particular coaching style, or perhaps a customer misunderstood and thought that that coach was in the right industry for them, and they're really not. So the coaches that I follow, they generally have a money back guarantee, but you do have to do it within that particular time. A lot of them are like 30 days. Some of them might be 2 weeks. It's really not fair for you to have access to their entire course, go through it really quickly, and then get your money back. That's not right. That's stealing. But if you get 1 or 2 lessons in and you legitimately are like, this is not what I thought it was, then contact them right away and figure that out. But most companies will use some sort of FOMO to get you to purchase. And a lot of them even encourage for small businesses to use FOMO to get customers to purchase. So that fear of missing out, it's part of the sales industry. But if you feel so pressured and you know that you can't afford it, that's a decision you really have to evaluate. I would say if you can't afford it, don't do it. Good coach or not. The best coaches will continue to offer their programs at least twice a year, if not more. So then you save up. It's exactly what I did. I have 3 coaches that I work with primarily that I've purchased large training packages from. And one of them I followed for 3 or 4 years before I saved up enough to actually purchase her training package. But that's how they do it. They open enrollment for a certain amount of time and then they close enrollment. And that helps them to really focus on those new customers, those new businesses that they need to work with to really give them the benefit. So they will use FOMO. They have to use that scarcity because otherwise maybe you never come back and buy. If they had it open 365 days a year, then you're going to think, well, I'll just get it tomorrow or next week or next year. And if they're not getting paying customers, they can't afford to stay open either. They have families and still have to pay all of their living expenses. One big thing to keep an eye out for is negative online reviews. Definitely do your research. Check for complaints, red flags, or dissatisfied clients before investing. I'm not going to lie, I love looking at reviews, mostly because I love looking at complaints. It's horrible. Even my own, sometimes I read them and I have to laugh because a lot of super negative reviews are, I'm just going to say it, they're really not the seller's problem, they're the buyer's problem. I'm not going to say that's true for everything because clearly there are times when a product is faulty. I ordered a waffle maker / griddle because we like making waffles and we like making paninis, but I have limited kitchen space. So I ordered one that the plates, the metal plates, were supposed to come out and then go back in. And then it said, oh, you can make hamburgers on these. And it's so much cleaner. That was a big fat lie. I set it up exactly how it was supposed to be. I put the hamburgers in. It was just grease everywhere, pouring out of every side of this thing. And to make it even better, you have these scalding hot metal plates that keep falling out of their locks. Not just the top one, because gravity. The bottom one kept popping up off of the base. And I was really scared I was going to burn myself. I had to try to make hamburgers wearing oven mitts the whole time. And even today, when I finally went to go return it, I cleaned it up the best I could. There was no way I was getting the grease out of every crevice of this thing. When I went to go put it on, I had all the boxing, everything. I went to go put it back in the packaging. Literally, there was like nothing, no food or anything in it, obviously. The plates were still popping off. So that wasn't a me. That was a product problem. But negative reviews can be fun to read because sometimes people complain about the silliest things. However, with your business coach, definitely look at the reviews, look at those complaints, because even if there are a few funny ones, if it's not a good coach, those reviews are not going to be so funny. Let's see. A couple other things to think about would be vague backgrounds unrelated to your goals. So there's a lot of different coaches out there that will help small businesses or that are there for small businesses. And it ranges in a lot of different topics. I've never met a business coach that will walk you through every single aspect of your business. So if they're offering that to you, that might not be the most reasonable coach that you want. If they're just throwing out things, hey, I like the whole 6 figures, I can get you 6 figures. Well, how can you get me 6 figures? Are you going to get me 6 figures through my Etsy business, a Shopify store, my website, through social media, through print ads, they have to be more specific. Also, if they do not provide references or reviews from past clients, that's a huge red flag. I have never seen a legitimate coach that did not at least have a review page, let alone reviews and things and references on their websites, on their Facebook pages, on any of their social media. They always have those things. So yeah, look for those. Now, a legitimate business coach typically has relevant qualifications and a proven track record in the industry. Look for someone with a solid educational background and years of practical experience. So we're going to shift gears and highlight the qualities of a genuine business coach. First of all would be a proven track record. They have a history of helping clients achieve success in their niche. Look for testimonials, case studies, and quantifiable results. Not just the, I got this person to 6 figures. You want that review from the actual person that says, they got me to 6 figures by doing XYZ steps. Because no coach is going to do the work for you. You have to do the work yourself. But the work has to be doable. It has to be quantifiable. It has to, you post so many times a day, or you send so many emails, or you do this or you do that. And then these are the results that are typical, or these are the results that are not typical. Whatever. A deep industry knowledge. If they possess a strong understanding of your specific industry and its challenges. Do not settle for generic advice. Now, one of the coaches that I follow, and I follow her religiously, she is more of a social media coach. So she does not actually say she's not specifically for small business, or I should say she's not specifically handmade business, which is what I am. She does not specifically coach for any particular social media feed. What she does do is she says, whether you are a handmade business owner and you sell a product, or you sell a product, you could sell a product that's not handmade, or you could be a coach or a course creator. And she has social media tips and tricks that will get you to where you want to be. Not everybody wants to make 6 figures, believe it or not. Some people are perfectly happy with 5 figures. That's all they need. They just need to supplement some income. And her plan, this particular coach, is structured in a way that you can push forward or you can pull back. And that's perfectly fine. Sometimes I can't talk. The coach should focus on you. They tailor their approach to your unique needs, goals, and learning styles. It's a collaborative journey and not one size fits all program. Now, with that, I would say, yes, their focus should technically be on you, but more importantly, their focus should be on teaching you how to make your focus on your clientele. That's key. Because it's really not about, sure, it's about making money. But in order to make money, you actually have to know your clients, your own clients, and what they want. So, I don't know. That one, no coach is going to be so dialed into you that they can just look at you and your business and give you a tailored, one-on-one, step-by-step guide in how to be the best business person you can ever be. That would cost you a whole lot of money. It's a lot. But they can give you a tailored approach for a specific part of your business that will meet your needs, your goals, and your learning styles. Transparency and ethics. If they clearly communicate their fees, their services, and expectations. They prioritize your best interests, not their own sales goals. So for most of the business coaches that I use, they generally have a sales page that drives me insane. When I'm ready to purchase from these business coaches, I already know I'm buying it. I absolutely know. Like there's very rarely that I ever go to their sales page and think, maybe I want to learn more. But the way their sales pages are structured is for that client. It's for the client that's still on the fence or maybe hasn't even gotten their leg up yet and says, I'm interested, but I'm not ready to pull the trigger. So it will be this entire page of information. For me, it's annoying because I just want to find that button that says, buy me now. But it's actually a great thing that they do this because it provides you with all of the information that I'm going over right now. And it sets you up to know what they are providing. And then you kind of have an idea of, does that meet your expectations or does it really not meet your expectations? A lot of them, if they have like a module course, they will even outline what you do in each of the modules, how many lessons are in each of the modules, all of that. So always read it, always look that over. If you have never worked with the coach before, really dive as deep as they will let you before you hit that buy now button. Let's see. Open communication. They encourage questions, feedback, and honest dialogue. You should feel comfortable discussing your concerns and progress openly. And That's absolutely true. They should be asking you questions. It'll make their business better as well. I am a big vibe person, that I have followed coaches just because I feel like they may not even get me or my business, but I feel like I just like their positivity or their energy or something. And even if the training isn't 100% what I'm interested in or what I need, I will still watch it because I feel more energized and more charged about my own business. I can take a few things from what I learned and turn it into what I need it to be. So I will absolutely do that. I don't pay for big courses generally with that situation, but I have one coach that I follow, and she's a little hippy dippy, but I like her. I think she's got this great energy. And even when I've watched some of her trainings that I've paid a couple bucks for, it may not be like, oh, mind shattering education, but I just feel really good at the end of it. And I feel more energized about doing my own business. And I usually walk away with a couple of ideas. Now, one thing that AI did not include in their list, but that I'm going to include in my list, is when coaches offer some type of useful free training and or a more bite-sized training in a lower price point. So the coaches that I follow and work with, I think all but one offer free training. And I have mentioned them before on my YouTube channel. I might put their names in the description. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to go back and do all that. But they offer free training for anyone on their YouTube channels. They offer, sometimes they offer free downloads of checklists or tip guides, or they do a free training that you learn quite a bit, but then it does lead into, they have a bigger course where you would learn more, but what they offer for free is still usable. It's just that they also could do a deeper dive. Or like the bite-sized trainings, there are some that just, they have this great big training that might be like 7 to 9 modules and 20 or more lessons, but they take one section of it and they offer it for like a quarter of the price of the main one or whatever. So it just kind of gets you a little bit involved in how their teaching style is, if you resonate with them. Because trust me, I've taken classes before where the teachers have put me, especially online, they just put me to sleep. And it's not a bad thing. It's not like a Ferris Bueller, that monotone dude. It's just that their voices are very relaxing and comforting and soft. And when I'm watching the trainings, I can't be doing anything else because I'm trying to make notes, pay attention. And then I end up like almost falling asleep, or sometimes falling asleep because it's that they've put me in this relaxing, comfortable place. So it's not necessarily bad, except that if you keep falling asleep when you're trying to learn something new, that's not helpful. Some questions that you could ask. Usually most good business coaches will tell you that you can email them and they'll get back to you within a day or two without purchasing anything from them. So what training do they have specific to advising in your type of business? If they can provide examples of businesses that they have directly helped succeed, what the coaching approach is when students face setbacks. So like one of the coaches I follow, she was a successful Etsy business owner. She had a handmade company. She made a ton of money it was a fantastic shop. I wish that I had purchased something from her back when she was doing that. That's how long I've been following her. But she found that she was providing coaching and she had to shift gears because the coaching was actually taking up so much of her time that she couldn't get back to making the handmade things. And she still has now come back and done some, she's reopened an Etsy shop. She just doesn't hand make it. She creates like designs and then has them printed. And that's fine. But it also keeps her in the know because she teaches specifically how to properly run your Etsy shop. So the fact that she's still running an Etsy shop kind of gives her the clout to be able to tell you what you need to do to run your own Etsy shop and to make it successful. One of the other coaches that I follow and pay for her stuff, she kind of helped her own family. They have a food industry business and they were about to close up shop and call it done. I don't know that they were going to claim bankruptcy, but they were going to call it quits. And she said, let me do this, what I'm coaching people to do. And she brought it back to a multi-million-dollar company. So does that make her qualified to teach me how to run my Etsy business or my handmade business? Not completely, because food service and handmade are different beasts. But the principles of social media are the same. So that qualifies her. And I know how to switch things up from food to fabric. So it's all good. And I'm also a tough love kind of kid. The main coach that I work with, she likes to call me an implementation beast. She will set different challenges or tell us to do different things, and I go out and I do it. But then there are times that if she's not giving me the things to do, then I step back and I stop doing it. So she knows, and we're comfortable enough with each other that she can really talk to me like she knows me. I mean, she doesn't berate me. It's not like she cusses me out or anything, but she can, do the whole Heidi, get up and get the things done, girl. And I love it. It's in a positive, like, you can do this. I know you can do this. So do it kind of thing. So some bonus tips, and these are kind of more AI driven. I don't know if I completely subscribe to these, but if they speak to you, then by all means. The first one is schedule consultations. Meet with several coaches before making a decision. See who resonates with you and whose approach aligns with your needs. Now, I know that in California, I don't know if it's in other states, it could be. But in California, the Small Business Association, they have all kinds of different programs that will help out new and existing small businesses. Everything from like starting to write a business plan to giving you advice about like permits and taxes and websites and advertising and all the different things. And I think a lot of it's free, if not all of it. So that's fantastic. And they can hook you up with a coach. And I think you can like do that. Like you can schedule consultations with them and kind of find a coach that really works with your needs. If it's an online coach, it might be a little harder because unless that's like their sole thing that they do, if it's just like a mass coach, they may not have the time to schedule a specific consultation with you because they've already provided all of their information on their website, on their social media, in their emails, what have you. So I would say that if you are that kind of person that needs that one-on-one, be very transparent about that with the coach, because if that's not something that works with them, then they're not going to be able to work with you. It is what it is. Asking for references. speaking with past clients to get firsthand insights into the coach's effectiveness. That one, again, I don't know. As someone who I get reviews, I'm never going to give out information, personal information, for anyone that's ever left a review for me. I don't feel that that's ethical. Now, I have worked for businesses before where we've been asked for references, and I had a contact list of customers that I would call, and I would say, hi, I have a new customer that is looking for a reference. May I give them your information? Would you like me to give them your email, your phone number, what have you? That is the only way that you should ever give out references, unless you've already gotten like permission from the very first transaction. Yeah. So again, I'm used to dealing with online business coaches. I don't know very many of them that would have gotten that permission out the door, because they're really getting their reviews and their feedback after customers have used their services. They're not going to have a review before somebody actually uses them. So I would go more by the reviews, but you can always ask for a reference. And if they're very interested in having your business, they'll do what they need to do to meet your needs. The biggest thing that AI said, and I have to agree with, is trust your gut. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Choose a coach you feel comfortable and confident working with. My main coach that I work with, I adore her. Obviously, on a personal level, I think that she's an amazing human. I love her coaching style. I love the way she speaks to people. I love the way that she builds people up. I think it's absolutely hilarious when she gets, I always tell her she's spicy. She gets kind of worked up in certain trainings. I think she's fantastic. I think that her work ethic is amazing. And I didn't know everything about her when I first started working with her, when I first started buying her smaller courses. But as I watched them and as I interacted with her and I saw her on her YouTube channel doing videos and live videos, and then as I purchased courses and just had communication with her about things, it really built a great working relationship. I don't think we're besties. I mean, maybe, but I really don't think we are. Do I want to someday go to the East Coast and visit her family's business and meet her in person? Absolutely, because I am a social weirdo and I love meeting people in real life. Do I know if I'm ever going to do that? I have no idea. But I'm very comfortable speaking with this woman about things. When I lost my husband, I had just bought a course from her, and it was going to be like a boot camp kind of thing that started the very next Monday. And I emailed her and I said, this just happened. I'm not asking for a refund. I just might not be as actively involved. And this is, this is why. And she was very understanding, and it was all fine. So that was good. One of the other coaches, the coach that's the Etsy coach, I love the interaction between this woman and her husband. They work together with this business, and he's a very no nonsense, like get down to business, get it done or get out of the way kind of person. And I'm drawn to that. I'm very like, that's who I want to hang out with. And their interactions together are just very kind and endearing. And I love that. And it's not overly like, here's our relationship, we're pushing it in your face. This is their partnership on their business, and they're cohesive together. So it's fantastic. But yeah, I would say always trust your gut. If you don't feel comfortable listening to someone, that's a big red flag. Don't do it. If you're falling asleep while they're coaching, time to get out. Just saying. So you do want to remember that a good business coach is qualified, transparent, and supported by genuine testimonials. On the flip side, be cautious of those who lack credentials, make unrealistic promises, and use pressure tactics. I can tell you that there are some great business coaches out there, whether you want to learn how to sell on Etsy, Shopify, or your own website. They can teach you the best practices for bookkeeping and inventory, SEO, or how to get the best reach on different social media platforms. And a lot of times, I think most of the time, even though you're paying for their course, when they're coaching you, they are not trying to upsell you on other things. The majority of these coaches that I follow actually tell you not to pay for additional services. That if you can't do it yourself, you've already stretched yourself too thin if you can't afford to pay for it. So again, it's that kind of tiered structure that currently, because I have been closed for so long and I am reopening and I was rebranding, my sales were not what they were in 2020 or in 2021 for that matter. In 2021, I probably could have hired someone to edit my YouTube videos, help me with social media, whether it's posting or coming up with images. There are things that I could have outsourced, but after the rebrand, I wasn't bringing in the income. It was kind of like starting from scratch. And if you're starting from the beginning stages, then you really shouldn't be paying for things that you can't afford. It's just going to get you in a whole lot of debt that you have no idea if you're going to be able to dig yourself back out of. Not to mention ads. The return on investment with ads right now, in my opinion, for a small business is not a good investment. It's horrible. Return on investment right now on at least handmade businesses that I've seen when they're running ads, whether it's Facebook or Etsy or Google or what have you, they're losing money completely and totally. Hands down, that's all it is. They're just losing money. The two top coaches that I follow specifically tell you, do not run any ads until you are making a consistent income from your shops. And even then, once you actually have enough money to have a team and to pay them, and then you're still maintaining your income, then you can do the ads. When you have like all the things in place and you're ready to push forward and actually like really knock up those numbers and try to hit them 6 figures, then you can pay for ads. But I used to do Facebook ads a long time ago, and they were okay. I made my money back and a little more, but it wasn't fantastic. And Etsy, you couldn't pay me to run Etsy ads anymore. They're not worth it at all. I'm already angry about the offsite ads that I'm forced into. Did I ever do a video on offsite ads versus Etsy ads? I don't know if I did. If you want to see something like that, let me know. Because I'm happy to give you my opinions on that. All the ways Etsy can charge you for things. So yeah, so that's my thing tonight is, legitimate coaches, fake gurus, which is which. And it kind of applies even to other businesses. Like, what's the give and what's the take? So I just want to say thank you so much for watching me tonight. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like or a thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and comment with #live or #replay. All of these interactions not only help to push the video out to more people that will enjoy them, They let me know what content you are enjoying the most. So next week, I will be talking about Etsy and the Super Bowl because I have thoughts, so many thoughts. I don't know. I don't think it's a great idea. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think it's a great idea, but there are ways that it is a good idea. So you never know. Maybe I'll change my mind by next week. Let me know if you're watching before next week. Let me know if you think that it is a smart idea to run an Etsy ad during the Super Bowl, or is it a silly idea to run an Etsy ad during the Super Bowl? Because they have this whole thing right now that they're promoting with like gifting. So they're like doing the two things at once. And we as Etsy sellers don't know what this commercial or advertisement is going to be during the Super Bowl. They're just saying that they're going to advertise during the Super Bowl. I don't even know if it's actually going to be a commercial. They could just be running ads on other networks or social media. I don't even know. So we'll have to do a follow-up and see how that goes. But yeah, I will give you all my thoughts next week. So, what is this doing? Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. That's so me. I will. Oh, Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane says, to me, it makes no difference. I don't watch football. I actually don't watch football either. Although my phone recently has started telling me the score for 49er games. I grew up in a 49er household until I got married, and then Greg was a Saints fan. So we would watch like he was very into sports, so we always had sports on. But yeah, we had a Super Bowl party the one year that the Saints went to the Super Bowl. That was a whole thing. But now all of a sudden my phone keeps telling me 49er scores, and I'm like, I don't know if I care. Sorry. I don't know. I have predictions, but I don't want to make people angry, so I'm not going to say them because yeah, I'll tell Sarah though later. All right. I will see you next week, hopefully with no camera issues, but you never know. Gotta keep it switched up or something. I'll see you next time.